Hi everyone, it's Mari from Doodler Mari on Instagram. So today I'm gonna do sort of a flip through of all of my planners and journals for September 2022. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the things I want to show you guys. I'm gonna start with this one though. This one is my work and personal planner. I'm not gonna show everything from here, but I just wanted to show I have here on the notes pages, I write down which inks am I using each month. So for September, I was using my Lamy Safari Charcoal in Fine, and I used Colorverse Ginkgo Tree. So I really like this ink. I'm gonna show a little bit later, but this month I'm using my Twisby Eco in a medium nib, and I'm using Organics Studio Henry David Thoreau, which is quite fun. I'm enjoying it a lot as well. Like a no, 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 no. Thank you. Okay, so let me show you some example of the ginkgo tree ink. So I have a sticky note here just to cover some personal things, but I really like this ink. It's brown ink, but it has a lot of shading. I hope you can see through the video. So it was really pleasant to write with. I really enjoyed this using this ink throughout September. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show in my personal planner. This is my blotting paper, and I really love the way it's getting all colorful from all of the inks that I've been using throughout the year. So that's it for this planner. And then the next one would be maybe my ink journal. I share some things here and there, but I'm using a Cosmo Airlight passport notebook from Paper Penguin Co. Uh, and then I just do some ink testing here. So for September, I started by testing Ferris Wheel Press Blueberry Tonic in my Twisby Swipe Extra Fine. They usually recommend to use shading shimmery inks with medium nibs or broader than that, but I tried it on my extra fine and it wasn't a pleasant experience, so I would definitely recommend, using what they suggest, which is using it in broader nibs. But the ink itself, I really like the color. And then I also used Steep Umber, which is a really pretty brown. And that one I actually used in my longhand journal. So you're gonna see a little bit more of that ink soon. But basically, I was using it in my Mahjong A1, which is let me grab it here. It is actually a vanishing point dupe. Um, I really like the way it writes. It's very smooth. I really loved it. The reason why I buy these dupes pens instead of the real ones is mostly because if I want to carry this with me in my bag for work and other things, I want to have something that I won't be necessarily too upset if I lose it or something like that. So I prefer to buy cheaper pens for that reason. And then I also tested Vinta Violet Mascara, which was an ink sample that I got from Shiguri Inks. Um, I think it was last year, and I used it here and there, but I really didn't really inked it in a pen yet. So I was considering using this one for October, but I ended up not using. But it's a beautiful ink though. Then I did a currently inked for September 15, which I had the Blueberry Tonic in my Twisby Swipe 1.1 stub. So the good thing about the swipe is that I have multiple swipes, so I can just easily switch the nibs. So that's what I did there. I also had Kaweco Sport, my Kaweco Sport with an extra fine, inked with Pilot Hiroshizuku Konpeki. I also have a generic Kakuno pen that I got from a friend with a blue cartridge. I don't really know what that ink is. It's just something that came with the pen. Um, I also had a Pilot Petite one in a fine nib with Pilot blue black cartridge. I really like this color. I had my Lamy Safari white in extra fine as well, inked with Colorverse Anita. I really like this ink. It's I'm very picky with purples and pinks, and this is one that I really like. And then I had Twist Be Eco with a medium with Underilium Vampire Squid Red. And then I had Pilot Metropolitan with a medium nib with J. Herbin Huile d'encre. A lot of people like this ink. This is the same issue I have with Colorverse Brunch Date. I don't know why, but I don't really like it that much. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. And then again, Ferris will press tipped umber in my Mahjong A1. I also had my J. Herbin fountain pen in a Pilot Hiroshizuku with a Pilot Hiroshizuku Inaho. And then my Lamy Safari with a fine nib with Colorverse Ginkgo tree. So here you can see a little bit more of the shading that I was talking about. So this was the ink that I was using in this planner for most or for all of September. And I really like this ink. It's a beautiful fall color. And then lastly, I had my Wonkai Mini in fine with Ferris wheel press Spruce County Post, which is a nice uh, dark green as well. I also tested Sailor Urameku Kyoko. This was an ink sample that I got from Yoseka. I really like this chroma shading inks. You can see how complex it is. I see some yellows, some pinks, and some blues here in this ink. I really like it. There's nothing much else to say. I just really like it. And then I received my order from Goulet Pens, which I bought Lamy Azurite. This is a really, I would say, kind of like a vibrant purple, which is not really a color that I love, but it has this really nice green kind of haloing effect. It's not necessarily sheen because it's just in some places, but I really like it. It's really cool. Um, it doesn't show up a lot on the writing though, so maybe I need to use this in a broader nib. Then I also swatched Organic Studios Nitrogen, so this is something that a lot of people love, so I was trying it out. It looks awesome with all of the sheening. And then Organic Studio Henry David Thoreau, which is kind of like a teal but leaning more green, I would say maybe ink, with a heavy red sheening. So you can see a lot of sheening here as well. You can see that for both of these, they are more wet inks. So you have to wait a little bit more for it to dry in order not to smudge too much. But that's it. I also bought a Twisby Swipe in Prussian blue with a broad nib. And then I inked with Ferris Wheel Press Chidori Cherry Blossom. I don't think you can see the shimmer in this one very clearly. But then this was my Ferris Wheel Press October releases boxes. So I am part of their Jubilee program. So they send me their new releases every month so I can showcase them closer to their release date. So I got Queen and Castle, which is like I would say the base color is probably kind of close to Inaho, but it has I don't know if it's gold or rose gold shimmer. And then Dearest Navy, which is navy blue, that it's a really nice color, really pretty. And then the Chidori Cherry Blossom, which is a very light pink with shimmer, which with rose gold shimmer. I don't know if you can see, but it's really pretty as well. So I have this inked in my broad nib. And then Glimmering Grage, which is, I think this is my favorite by far, which is gray ink. I love gray, so this is perfect. And then with gold shimmer. I think you can see it here. So I really like this. But this already is the start of my October. So that's it for my ink journal for September. I am currently on page, let me see, 56. So I still have a long way to go until I finish this. But I really like the passport size just because I like it when I get to finish a notebook quicker. So I've been really enjoying this size. Then I think we can move on to my longhand writing journal. And then for September, I started with Ferris Wheel Press Blueberry Tonic again in my with my Trisby Swipe Extra Fine. And as I said before, the writing experience with an extra fine with shimmering inks wasn't great. So I had to swap it in the middle of the month, actually in the beginning of the month. So, and then for stickers, I'm still using my daily stickers that I got, but I think the person who did the stickers is called Layla. Um, so this is it. This is my journaling. I'm just gonna flip through. I immediately try to switch it through to my stub nib, which is it worked great, but the issue is that I can't really write in cursive with my stub nib. I just didn't get used to it yet. So I ended up switching it to my Mahjong A1 with my Ferris wheel press tipped umber, and then that went smoothly throughout the rest of the month. So this is my September in my longhand journal. So nothing much. I'm still doing the same thing as I do every month. So if I don't journal right away, I will just do a retrospective entry. And that's pretty much it for this journal. And then the next one would be my memory keeping Hobonichi weeks. You can see how big it is getting. I can barely close it, but I still have lots of notes pages in the back. But in terms of journaling, um, this is how my September turned out. So I was using Pilot Irushizuku Inaho to write just a few uh, lines regarding my days, because again, I'm very behind in journaling, as you're gonna see next. So it's easier for me to just come and write a few things that I might want to move to my weekly pages whenever I get a chance to do that. So I've been trying to use a different fountain pen and ink for those quick notes regarding my days, and that's pretty much it. And then for my this is October, right? But for my weekly pages, you're gonna see that this is not done at all. So I'm over a month behind on my journaling on my weekly pages, which is fine. I will catch up eventually. But then I am keeping up with my notes pages journaling. So you can see here, so this starts September, is the start of September. Um, I didn't really cover any photos, so hopefully I don't have to blur anything out. Uh, but that's it. Uh, that's pretty much it. That's all I did. I think I have maybe one or two extra journaling that I need to do for September on the back pages, but I've been enjoying a lot more doing those creative pages here in the back than just doing my weeklies. So I think that's why I'm falling behind a little bit with the weeklies and not with these notes pages. But yeah, it's been fun and I will eventually catch up. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this planner. And I just have a DIY rivet like holder here. So I did this myself with my husband's help. and just to keep it closed because it is getting pretty chunky. And then the last thing I wanted to show is last time we went camping, I actually ended up buying the Passport Club uh, booklet. So with this, I can collect, I have been collecting, let me see something that I can show. I have been collecting state park stamps. So every state park, they will have a stamp that you can use to record, and I have been doing that uh, since forever. And I actually messed up. I didn't realize that the names of the parks were on top, so I will probably need to adjust most of these dates here. But we actually have been to quite a few. So what I'm doing is, what I want to do is I just want to put a couple of photos as my journaling for this booklet, and then just the stamp, and that's pretty much it. So with this one, I have here, there's a list of all of the state parks, and I'm just checking off the ones that I've been to. There are three that I haven't got a stamp, just because I didn't know at the time that we had stamps for those. So if I'm able to go back, I will eventually try to get the stamp. Otherwise, they will just be missing. I don't think I will be able to go to all of these state parks, because if you see here in the back, um, they are very well distributed throughout Minnesota. So it's going to be kind of hard to go to these, the ones that are kind of further north. Right, so we'll see. We'll see. I would love to go to all of those actually, but I thought, this would be a really fun way to document my camping. It's a very simple way with just a couple of photos, but I do have my regular journal to add more details about the trip, right? So this would be just something to remind me of a few things that we did. So that's pretty much it. So that these are all of the journals and planners that I've been using, and they are sort of up to date. But that's it. I just wanted to update you guys, and this is a really good way for me as well to um, kind of be more accountable regarding the things that I'm falling behind a little bit. I haven't used my gaming journal for a while, for quite a while, so I haven't been playing too much, so I haven't been using it. But I can do a flip through if you want in another video. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye.